I think Ruhani, we have met earlier too. Once I remember your face very clearly.
Yes, sir.
So Ruhani, introduce yourself to the members of the board in a minute.
Yes. Sir, my name is Ruhani. I'm born and brought up in Gurugram, Haryana. I've done my graduation in economics from St. Stephen's College and post-graduation in economics from Indira Gandhi Open University. I joined Indian Economic Service in 2020 and served at Niti Aayog for 2 years. Post that, I joined the Indian Police Service and I'm currently training at National Police Academy, Hyderabad.
So Ruhani, economics and police, yes? So I'll ask you one question each.
Yes.
First, let's start with economics. Yes?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you read the IMF report on debt.
On
debt. Yes?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure you also know there is something called the MMT, which says there is no harm monetizing the debt. Yes?
Yes, sir.
But we seem to be quite worried because if it was so simple, then we'll tell RBI, monetize the debt and get out of it. Now tell me why some countries have the capacity of monetization of debt, but other countries do not.
So MMT, modern monetary theory, was led by the US experience that howsoever the Fed monetizes its debt and prints money, the inflation won't increase because inflation was staying at a very low level in the US. But
This is what I'm asking. Why it was staying so low? In spite of, because the Fed chair mentioned, he says the US will never default on its debt. When somebody says, why would you not default? He said, because we'll print money and finance it. Now, the question is that, why it would not become inflationary?
So, as long as the rate of growth, the rate of interest is lower than the rate of growth, we can afford to print money and it won't.
No, but the money supply will definitely cause demand-supply imbalance and will result in inflation.
Yes, sir. So that is true.
So, but why it doesn't happen in US? That is the magic I want to ask you as an economist.
So it did happen in the US. The inflation did increase after COVID because of the generous package.
That I will explain to you. This is a very different kind of monetization. You see, this is basically, we call them in colloquial language, helicopter money.
Yes, sir.
Where money was dropped on every rooftop.
Yes, sir.
So the helicopter money resulted in inflation. But otherwise, it has never happened earlier. All right, doesn't matter. Forget it. Let's come to police.
Yes.
You know, in many countries, there is a separation between the police and the prosecution.
Yes, sir.
The prosecution is independent. In many cases, the prosecutors are elected. And they are not answerable to anyone. And as a result because of their absolute independence in prosecution, they have very few cases of malafide intent. Tell me, we have so many stories where, we have accusations left, right and center that somebody has been, kind of jailed for no reason. Somebody has been, arrested and no charges filed and so on and so forth. Tell me, should we not consider that system where the prosecution is completely independent of the police?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure if Indian prosecution is dependent on police as of now.
No.
I think it's
the question is not this. The police is answerable to the government, so is the prosecutor.
Yes, sir.
So the mother of authority is the same.
Yes.
When it is independent prosecution, the prosecutor is not answerable to the government.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tell me now, do you think we should experiment with that?
So since government is the largest litigant, uh, and
No problem. The
government fights.
prosecutor will deal with that also, as long as you have the evidence.
So I don't think I have.
You have no
any
idea. No problem.
Ruhani, each of the questions that I am going to ask you will have the word economics. But believe me, unlike my chairman, I have no background of economics. I have never studied the subject.
Okay.
So the questions will be in a different context. The first question is, tell us in as many dimensions as you can think of, economics and Indian elections. Elections are coming now. Economics and Indian elections, in whatever way you can connect them, the positives, the negatives, the pros, the cons, whatever.
So first of all, election campaigns are driven by a large amount of money. So
Okay.
That is definitely economics, the management, allocation, and distribution of money, how it is to be allocated for social media campaigns and other campaigns. But elections are also a time when a lot of freebies are given. That is not economically efficient. And the recent farmer protests are also all about economics. Linking it with politics is the farmers want more loan waivers.
Wait a minute. Are you clubbing them together as the positives?
These are
Or
the
mixing up the
negatives.
positives and negatives? Please keep them separately.
So the negatives first.
Okay, the negatives first. All these are negatives.
Yes.
Okay.
Freebies, loan waivers, all these are a lot of wasteful expenditure.
Right.
So during elections, these end up happening. Some populist moves are always resorted by different governments, and some populist promises are also made by various governments. But this time, the government has been fiscally prudent in its budget, and also hasn't released any kind of populist measures in the budget, owing to its confidence that it will definitely come back. So I don't think there were any
coming
populist
back
promises
to the first two things, if freebies is a wastage of expenditure, they are wrong. Do you think they should be completely banned? If so, who can take an action? Who can ban them?
So completely banning of freebies is not a very good idea as of now, because still 22% of population is below poverty line, and
No.
free ration,
Wait a
free
minute.
food under PDS.
It has got nothing to do with the poverty level. For poverty level, that you have 4.5 years before the elections when development can be done. Freebies is something different.
Yes, sir. So freebies can also be merit subsidies, or like PDS is all free now. So all that which enhances the productivity of any person enables him to carry out
Okay,
his day-to-day.
these are the negatives. What are the positives of the role of money in elections? If any positives are there according to you?
So definitely, if money is spent in such a way to create awareness about the manifestos of different parties, informing voters about the outcomes, the promises that parties are making, and if voters uh, uh, find them appropriate, they will make the right choices, and that in a way helps to boost our.
Those are promises. You don't spend money on that. What is the good work that the government or the election commission is doing in this regard?
So in terms of
Say the use or restriction and use of money for elections.
so a lot of money is spent on the security of EVMs and arranging the elections. So
Okay,
that
I
is
come
good
out
for
of
the
that.
democracy.
One more question. Again, economics is just the word in it. Economics of hosting Olympic Games in India. You know the Indian economy situation better than we do at this point of time. And we are going to bid for the next available Olympics. And we are a country where we are having about 2/3 of the population who has to be given a free ration.
Yes, sir.
So what is the economics of hosting Olympics, knowing that last 3 Olympics, the host nations always had a loss? Now your comments on that.
Sir, hosting any event definitely involves a lot of expenditure, but I think it builds on a lot of soft power also. Like in G20 also we spent a lot of money,
Right,
but
good.
again it boosted the India's soft power.
Okay.
But coming to sports, definitely we must host the upcoming Olympics because first it gives a boost to the sporting culture of the country.
Right.
Many athletes are inspired if such events happen within the country. It has indirect benefits on health if sporting as a culture is promoted within the country. But second, sir, a lot of tourism is also gets promoted.
Tourism
So
will
a
be
lot of
promoted.
economic
Very right.
activities.
Okay, thank you.
So Ruhani, you are from Haryana.
Yes, sir.
So how is the state helping the women empowerment? What are the steps being taken?
So Haryana has taken steps like हमारी बेटी आपकी बेटी scheme. So it gives cash incentives to couples who have their second child as a girl child. This is done to discourage female feticide in the country and also to maintain healthy sex ratio levels. Apart from this, a lot of scholarship schemes are being given to girl students, and a lot of emphasis is being laid on the education and nutrition of women in the state.
Do you feel that women reservation parliament and legislative assembly is a positive step towards women empowerment?
Definitely, sir. If women are represented at the topmost levels in the country, I think women issues will find more prominence in the discussions in the parliament and the state legislatures.
Or just suppose you are being asked that, always we have to strive that police, we have to improve the police social face so that they are recognized as friendly to the society. What steps could be taken?
So first is police definitely need to be given some soft negotiation and communication training so that they behave appropriately with whenever the victim comes to approach them, and the victim doesn't get intimidated by the conduct of the police personnel. So some kind of soft skills and communication training is very much needed in the police. Also, sir, there is some reluctance on the part of police to register a complaint and convert it into FIR unless they are sure that that this offence has really occurred and is a serious one. So that reluctance, I think, police needs to shed, and more FIR registration must occur. And so the more women into the workforce, police workforce, can make a huge difference in the way women perceive and can friendly communicate their problems to the police.
Okay, thank you.
Ruhani, you are from Haryana.
IPS
Yes,
officer.
sir.
You know the farmers.
Yes.
You are police officer.
Yes.
Government has appointed
Yes.
you as interlocutor. You are addressing those leaders, saying
Okay,
that
sir.
you agree to their demand. Which 3 of their demand you will agree?
So a farmer's foremost demand is to give a legal backing to the MSP.
Okay. So you come
So,
to decision states. You are
So
an
legal backing,
economist also.
if it will be given for all crops. So I would like to go for crop diversification. So if at all, if I agree to give a legal backing, it won't be just for paddy and rice, because it will distort the cropping pattern in the country, which is already very distorted. But a better way I would suggest them is to negotiate for cash transfers to the farmers instead of giving a legal backing to MSP, because direct cash transfers is also in consonance with WTO rules, and it also doesn't distort cropping pattern.
Okay.
If at all farmers feel that they will suffer losses, they won't be able to sell their crops in the market at suitable prices, I can promise them price stabilization. So in that way, I won't have to do procurement and will save on the procurement cost and storage cost that FCI has to incur now.
Okay. So,
but I can do price stabilization, and the difference between the a minimum price guaranteed by the government and the market price can be given to the
so
farmers for their income.
be short. Your decision is final. Second, from your side.
So second is farmers are demanding for loan waivers. So I can't give straight away loan waivers because that will promote the culture of moral hazard. The max I will be able to do is to go for interest subvention, but not for a blanket loan.
So, but in past, you are giving loan waiving for last 30 years, starting with the electricity, then water, and then many more. So now, giving that for 30 years, now all of a sudden, how can you say like this? Okay, third demand.
Sir, the farmers are also against the privatization of electricity boards. Because the new electricity amendment bill promises privatization, and farmers and also it has been said that the cross subsidies will be stopped and farmers will be given direct DBT instead of free electricity. So farmers will have to pay actual price of electricity, but they'll get get it through DBT.
Now,
So
okay.
farmers are saying that we don't.
Okay, now, new IPC and then Evidence Act, now Parliament has passed. I am raising one question. In newspaper are saying the clause relating to rape will be misused. What is your comment on that?
So I am not aware of that exact provision.
I will give it a brief. Somebody say that raped for last 2 years and he promised me a job. Now the newspaper is saying then that will be imprisoned for 10 years or something. But suppose he would have given a job, she would have given a job, then this will be not a crime. So don't you feel this can be misused?
Yes, sir. This is definitely a crime.
So you should write a IPS officer. Just last, women. You are in Delhi, St. Stephen, one of the best. You tell me some women economists.
In Delhi?
Anywhere in India, even you can global, Indian women economists.
Okay. So, sir, there is a Himmat app in Delhi which has, if the woman presses that button in the app, so the Delhi police is alerted. So also there's a helpline called 112. If any woman makes a distress call, they immediately call back and get to know the details. Also, sir, in Hyderabad, there is.
Ruhani, this is not the question. Okay, doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about it later.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was a very different question. You couldn't probably understand. Yes.
Yeah, he was asking about a woman economist.
Yes.
Okay. Just name any economist of Indian origin who's a woman economist of Indian origin.
Yeah,
Isn't
exactly.
it?
One
That's
name,
it.
just one name.
Just a name, Just any.
Okay, so Mrs. 𝐒𝐢𝐳𝐡 Ahluwalia, she was the first Indian woman economist to get PhD from MIT.
Very nice.
from the school, many
Even up to
You said
Soumya
women, no?
Vishwanathan
Yeah.
also. Achha, okay, Ruhani,
Yes.
now let me ask you something. A major economy has slipped into recession. Which one is it?
Japan, UK.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So, having slipped into recession, what has it done to its size? Japan, let's say.
So Japan is has been now overtaken by Germany.
Yeah, good.
So
Yeah.
Japan is now the fourth largest economy.
Okay, now it's fourth largest and Germany is third, right? And
Yes,
India,
yes.
when is India expected to become number 4? They are saying India will become number 4 before, it becomes number 3. So, when is it likely to happen?
So I think it'll be by 2032 that India will become.
Earlier. Just Google it, okay?
Okay.
26 most probably, but still, you don't take my word for it. Google it again. All right. Okay. Now, see. So we have this. We are the 5th largest. We'll become the 3rd largest. But what in terms of prosperity? Are we a prosperous nation? I mean, what are the socio-economic indicators? Where do we stand in terms of multidimensional poverty? अब तो नीति आयोग में काम किया है ना?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, the multidimensional poverty is certainly dropping, but still there's a long way to go in terms of addressing the nutrition challenges of stunting, wasting, and also raising the standard of living, which is shown by the per capita income. The per capita income of India is still $2,000. Which is way behind countries like US, which has $70,000 per annum per capita income. So, becoming a $5 trillion economy as a whole, we certainly progress, but unless we raise the per capita incomes of people through skilling, better nutrition, we will not be able to tap on the demographic dividend of our country.
And so, just taking people out of multidimensional poverty, that's not enough, because the various indicators of how many indicators are there?
So, ma'am, there are in total 12 indicators, but major 3 are in terms of health, education, and standard of living.
Right, yeah. And how many people have we claimed, I mean, Niti Aayog has claimed, have been taken out of multidimensional poverty?
Niti Aayog has put forward a report that 25 crore people have been brought out of multidimensional poverty between 2014 till present.
Yeah, which figure was a couple of years ago far less, as I remember.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a couple of
because that time we didn't use the multidimensional
index
way of calculating poverty.
Okay. And who takes out this index? Was devised by whom? Who had devised this index?
Ma'am, this was devised by UNDP's economists like Alcair Foster, I recall correctly.
Okay, and where do we rank in terms of multidimensional? India ranks?
Ma'am, as far as I know, there is no ranking in multidimensional poverty because different data sets are used which are not comparable.
That's true, but they do give, a rank, but never mind, 62nd, but this is only, Google Baba. So you're coming from a place which is far more, I guess, scientific in terms of how it ranks, but do take a look at it. Okay, just one last question. Okay. What do you think about private policing? Should private policing be encouraged? Per so many, 100,000 population, how many police personnel do we have?
Ma'am,
do we have the ideal
number, but definitely we have very few police personnel per million population.
Yeah.
But
what is the ideal?
Coming to the
okay.
private policing part, ma'am, policing or even defense, it's a public good. So, which is non-excludable and non-rivalrous. So, if we introduce the concept of private police, definitely in charge, it will not be free.
Yeah.
So in that sense, the cost of living of citizens will definitely increase. But I don't know if any country has a private police.
Do
I
read,
think the government
okay?
has.
Yeah. Just read up on it because since you're in the IPS, that can be a likely question. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Ruhani, your
Yes.
interview is over. Now tell me, how do you feel after this?
So I couldn't answer your questions.
Doesn't
Any of you.
matter. So what?
So overall, I'm satisfied that I could
no.
manage Haryana
No, the
questions.
satisfaction.
Policing, I think I need to read up more on policing.
No, you did well, huh? You did very well. Yes? But you please try to understand our limitation, because this
Yes.
conversation is not complete conversation. Yes?
Yes.
So sometimes you couldn't hear us well, sometimes we couldn't hear you well. So question was different, the answer was different. So it happens. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
So you are in Gurugram, you are next door. Maybe one of these days
I'm in
just
Hyderabad.
drop in. Oh, you are in academy.
Yes.
Okay, you are in Hyderabad, is it?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. Then of course, So when are you planning to come to Delhi?
So my interview date is 4th. I'll come on 3rd.
Oh, that's too close. But doesn't matter. Huh?
4th
April 4th. No, she's coming on 3rd. So that is what I'm saying. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. In that case, you take this conversation online. It does help,
Yes.
while we are not able to make a full judgment, but you definitely will enjoy and benefit from this conversation. Yes?
Yes.
Maybe after 10 days, 15 days, take another conversation.
Sure.
Every time there may be a new clue. Yes? Yeah,
Yes.
which will then, yes, exactly. Isn't it?
So you'll get more questions. You'll be even
But
better
you're a very
prepared.
good candidate, okay?
Okay.
From our side, you are in.
She's already in.
Which cadre you
No,
have been
whatever she
allotted?
wants.
Which cadre you have been allotted?
Sir, UP cadre.
Oh,
Okay.
Very good.
equally good.
Even if you do UP cadre police, just give me your telephone number, please. All right, we wish you all the best.
Best of luck, Ruhani.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can log off if you want.
Thank you.